Hi, I'm Chris Gasper, and this is Globe 10.0, joined today by Joe Sullivan. Well, Bruins fans are among the most loyal fans in all of Boston sports, and they've waited 39 years for a Stanley Cup. The management hasn't always supported them the way you think they would. Harry Sinden, Jeremy Jacobs, they've done pretty well, teams that have gotten close, but there was always the perception that they weren't willing to spend that extra buck to go over the top. But now Cam Neely is at the top of the organizational depth chart when it comes to the front office. Beloved by the fans, Neely, you see the passion that he shows. He's given the organization kind of a different ethos, a little bit of a different look. How much has Cam Neely changed this organization, Joe, and how much has he made his imprint on it? And is that why they're in the Stanley Cup?
Well, like Bruins fans, I love his approach too. He doesn't make excuses for players. He doesn't make excuses for the coaching staff.
We are all accountable, he says.
Yeah, and it's great to hear. And he has such an edge about him, like when he played, and it really is great to see. And he has changed things in that way, and where everyone's accountable. But here's what we can't overlook, Chris. Peter Chiarelli is the one who assembled this team. Peter Chiarelli, look, he's never going to have Cam Neely's charisma. He is just not that type of guy. He's not a self-promoter. But he's the one that assembled this team. He's the one that made the trades late in the season that really put this team over the top.
But I think there was, look, I give Peter Chiarelli all the credit in the world. Tyler Seguin trade looks great. He's put this team together. All those bad contracts we thought, they look great now. Tim Thomas, $5 million a year, that's a bargain. David Krejci, he's a bargain. Lucic, bargain. But I will say this, I think Neely gave this organization, I think, a little bit more purpose and kind of a sense of we need to do this now. I think that they were sometimes too conservative, too cautious. I think he's brought a sense of urgency to that organization. Peter Chiarelli, I think he's done a tremendous job, but he also sat there after they lost last year to Philly and said, well, we're one of 5 teams to make the second round in the last 2 years. Who cares? That's irrelevant. Nobody cares about that. Cam cares about the Cup.
I can't argue about that, what you just said, Chris. You're right about that. But I do think that Peter Chiarelli deserves more credit than Cam Neely for where the Bruins are.
Yeah, you can go. You're certainly right. This is his team. He constructed it. I think what you have is 2 guys working together. You have the cerebral approach of Peter Chiarelli and the outright passion of Cam Neely. And I think they needed a little more passion, and that's what Cam has added.
Look, I think what you say about Cam is right about his charisma, but I think it's a convenient thought for Bruins fans who love Cam Neely to give him more credit than he deserves.
You might be right. I also will say this, though. He's the public face kind of now of the organization. I think that's helped them. I think it's created some goodwill with the fans and brought some people back. And after what happened with Philly last year, I think people were asking for Julian's head or Chiarelli's head. They didn't make any changes with those guys, and that was the right move. But elevating Cam Neely kind of placated the masses, and I think it's helped the organization as well.